Alright, so today I have a smartwatch to review. Now the company did send me this TicWatch Pro 4G LTE for free, but I'm not being paid to make the actual review, so this is still my honest opinion. Now if you know your smartwatches, you may have heard of the TicWatch Pro before. This is the newer version, the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE. So it's not just a Bluetooth model, which was their previous model. This is the new and approved version. But first things first, let's actually just take a look at the watch itself in terms of its design and its packaging. Now as you can see, the packaging is very nice and premium. I love the way they have packaged it all up. You even got this kind of different texture where the watch is compared to the rest of the cardboard. Really good quality stuff. A few of the features, as said on the packaging itself, is layered display with 2 to 30-day battery life, so it's got a very long battery life. It runs Wear OS by Google, which is formerly known as Android Wear, I believe. GPS tracker, IP68 water and dust resistant, so this is actually quite a good water resistance that it has as well. You can actually take it in a pool, for example, in a shower, etc. Speaker support, cellular network, so obviously this is one of the big new things on this new version. Heart rate sensor, step tracking, Google Pay with NFC payments, Google Assistant built in, and 1000 plus watch faces with Google Play. So this is a fully fledged smartwatch, a really good smartwatch that it can actually be compared to a lot of the big brands like Samsung, etc. So how about we actually crack it open and take a look at the watch itself. So let's get it out of this packaging. I have opened it up before, so I tried to repackage it exactly how it was. And you get a nice little, thank you for purchasing type card, always good. You get the actual TicWatch Pro itself, have the charger, and a quick start guide. So let me just take it out of its prison here. So the charger is a magnetic charger, as you can see, so there's this little base here, and all you got to do is and it sticks with a magnet on, so it's really quite cool. Quite like these chargers, they're easier to use than the typical plug-in USB type ones. So this just goes into a USB slot and then you can just snap it on whenever you need. So that's pretty cool. However, this watch is fully charged, so we're not going to be needing the charger. And of course, there is a quick start guide, as you would expect. And this has all the different languages and just basic information about the watch and how to use it and so forth. So I don't think we're going to be needing that for this review. So let's take a look at the watch itself. Now, as you can see, the watch is beautifully made. I mean, I cannot begin to describe the materials that they have used, and how they have designed it is absolutely fantastic. There's a few different materials I could feel to touch. So obviously the actual rubber, the straps are silicone rubber, so this makes it great for swimming and so forth and repelling water. But the actual body itself, now there's definitely a bit of metallic metal here. This is metal around the edges here. So if you look nice and carefully around the edges here, this material here, I really don't know what it is. It almost feels like stone or slate or something. It's absolutely incredible to touch, this material right here. So I believe the material here is polyamide and glass fiber, and it feels absolutely fantastic. It's got it's hard to explain. The feeling of it is just amazing to touch. And of course the bezel around here is stainless steel and the straps are silicone. So really nice materials. You have obviously the sensors for all the fitness stuff, so the heart rate sensor, etc. on the back, and the charging port too. You've got 2 nice buttons here, and that pretty much is the design of the watch. As you see, the screen's very lit up. Really nice. Okay, so let's actually have a look at the features of the watch. What can this smartwatch actually do? And is it, something worth considering buying if you're in the market for a new smartwatch? So first things first, let's take off my old dumb watch, and let's strap this bad boy. Okay, so as you can see, it looks actually very nice on your wrist. It's a good size. Weight is, well, as you would expect, it's not heavy or anything like that. It's very slim and sleek, the design. Feels good, the buttons feel good, and the placement is all very nice. So this watch does run Wear OS by Google. So you're going to expect to see all the typical Google applications. So you've got the Play Store, for example, to download third-party apps. Google Assistant, and it's also got an NFC chip in it, so you can actually use Google Pay and things like that. So yeah, you can, hook it up with your wallet, and anywhere that accepts Google Pay, contactless payments, you can quite literally just boop, pay with your watch, which, hey, that's the future now, right? So pretty cool stuff. Let's actually start it up. Let's have a look. First things first is you obviously, if you want to pair it up with your phone, it works with both iOS and Android. Obviously, being a Wear OS device, Android is going to be the most preferred platform. If you do have an iPhone, you probably will be leaning towards the Apple Watch, but that's just the way it is. However, it's still compatible with most apps on the actual iPhone as well, so it will bring up actually notifications from WhatsApp, for example. It will handle stuff like that, no problem at all. But obviously, if you are an Android user, you've got a big selection of different smartwatches to basically choose. And if you're looking for something that's very well priced but also extremely powerful and good to use, this could be the smartwatch for you. So the TicWatch Pro, the previous version, was a very good watch. Review-wise, people loved it. The newer version obviously incorporates the new, cellular ability that it has, hence why it's actually called TicWatch Pro 4G LTE. So the way it works, you don't plug in a SIM card or a separate data plan or anything like that for the watch. It can actually share your phone's number and have its own signal. Now, the way it only works with Vodafone at the moment, but it's planning to spread on different networks as well. Aside from the cellular side of it as well, it has all the typical features you would expect from a decent smartwatch. So, settings, a browser is a third-party browser which I've actually installed. You've got the Play Store, agenda, alarm, contacts, eSIM assistant. So this would be for the 4G LTE functions. Find My Phone, essential mode, fit, breathe, workout, Google Pay, messages. It's got a lot of stuff. Phone, pool swim. I mean, these are all the apps that come, and they also have their own suite of fitness apps. Tick Exercise. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Tick Exercise, Tick Health, Tick Pulse, Timer, Torch, Translate, Weather. Let's have a look at the Play Store. So the Play Store is obviously where you're going to be able to download all the third-party apps. So featured apps, for example, so you see all the top apps. As you can see, you've got all the different apps that you want. Spotify. So they've got a lot of things here made for Uber as well. You've got a lot of cool apps. Now, as you can see, the watch is very responsive with my finger. So as I'm swiping, it's very nice and crisp to swipe. It's not lagging or anything like that. And that is down to basically the internal improvements in this watch. What else do we have? Tick Pulse. Let's have a look at the pulse. What can the pulse do? Allow Tick Health too. Yep. Alright, so it's measuring my pulse right now. So look at that, 99 beats a minute. Nice and calm, nice and calm. 96, oh. So, right now, resting heart rate, 92 beats per minute. Nice and calm right now, so that's pretty cool. It can track basically your heart rate, and it can show when, you have elevated heart rate if you're exercising and so forth, so it's pretty cool. There's so much stuff to go through here. Obviously, Google Pay, we all know how that works. Browser, so this is a third-party application I actually downloaded from the App Store. The browser is actually a third-party application I downloaded from the Google Play Store, and you can quite actually browse the web on this smartwatch. Believe it or not, you can actually browse the web. Obviously, it being a smartwatch, the experience is never going to be great, but should you want to, you can actually browse the web. So I'll give you an example here. Let's search something. Let's just search, I don't know, hello. And surprisingly, typing on the watch is actually quite good. As you can see, typing on it wasn't actually that difficult. I thought it's going to be really hard to type on this watch just because it's so tiny, but the screen is incredibly accurate even when you're just, trying to hit small buttons. It's actually very accurate, and as you can see, it works. It's very responsive. You can actually gain, some information, if you need to quickly search for something, this can actually do the job. It's not that bad. You know, I'm opening up here a Wikipedia page, and as you can see, I can actually read a whole Wikipedia article about some random company that I just typed in. You know, it works. I mean, is the experience amazing? No, of course, you'd prefer it. You'd prefer you're actually using your phone or a computer, but if I need quick information, or Wikipedia, or just need to Google something, it actually does work. And that's just mind-blowing for me. So obviously it's got the Google Assistant, so you can, you know, hello Google, what's the weather like today?
The forecast tonight in Luton is 6 degrees and partly cloudy. Right now it's 5 and partly cloudy.
There you go. Looks like a pleasant night, tells you 5 degrees, that sounds about right. You know, gives you all the weather stats and statistics and whatnot. So in conclusion, do I recommend this watch? The blunt answer, yes, absolutely yes. For its price and its capabilities, it's definitely, probably in terms of price and what it can do, it actually beats a lot of the big brands out there. The really good points I can give is its design, its build quality, and its functionality. And then the actual internals as well, like 1 GB of RAM. 1 GB of RAM on a smartwatch, that's insane. I still have a notebook that has 1 GB of RAM. And I've got the same random access memory in a bloody smartwatch. But it shows in the way it works. It's really fluid. When you know, flicking around, or you're browsing, or you're doing whatever you need to do on it, it's really responsive. It doesn't lag. There are a lot of watches out there that call themselves smartwatches, but you can't actually load any third-party apps to it, or it doesn't even have any real connectivity. Therefore, in my opinion, it's not a smartwatch, it's a dumb watch. This watch, the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, is a true smartwatch. You actually have the Play Store on it, and you can download third-party apps. You can download Uber, Spotify, you can control your music with it. So yeah, definitely check them out. I'll leave a link to the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE in the description. Have a look. It's definitely a serious competitor in the smartwatch game. So that's pretty much it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you'd like to see more videos, then please do hit that subscribe button. Also turn on channel notifications so you never miss any of my new uploads. So once again, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.